I really probably should have taken some Motrin last night, and I didn't.
Yeah. I had a hard time waking up yesterday.
We're not talking about you, we're talking about me.
We're saying all about you, Lance. Me, on the other hand, I feel pretty...
I feel good today. I feel really
Now
good.
that we're off Lance's train, the Lance train over here, let's talk about the other stuff. Are you going to try any salsa? Or did you put salsa in your egg yesterday?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you did.
So, should I be cooking these eggs in coconut oil?
Okay.
Would Justin approve of that?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it at all. Lots of,
Coconuts.
lots of fitness-minded people will do that just because it's supposed to be healthier in a lot of ways, but it has like a actual lot of benefits and stuff like that. It's literally
It's got good fats in it and
coconut,
everything.
and I shake it all up.
ECAs
Right, we'll go Lance.
or EFAs.
You gotta put the lime in the coconut and then shake it all up.
What did I do?
Yes, they fucking were. And there's a common denominator to it, and it's not standing right here right now.
Yep.
No wonder I fucking starved and had no fucking energy.
Because you didn't listen.
Close your fucking door.
People get put in timeout.
Darn.
When I say timeout, I mean unconscious
I'll
out.
fucking start trimming those strings on that puppet, the one that controls your mouth.
I thought that was worked by your hand.
This is the dieter's world here.
People might be hangry this morning. Grumpy.
It's pretty funny.
Grumpy.
It makes me laugh.
I think it's kind
I'm
of
like
funny as
reliving
well.
the past. So at one point, me and Mallory were on diet together, getting ready for
I'm
shows
sure
in
that was
2011.
Darling.
Because you know how I can be.
Yeah.
And like even like we talked. I go like in a different direction where I'm just super angry.
Uh-huh.
She like,
And you just keep it to yourself. People know because you're solitude and stuff. She fucking lets it all out everywhere
And
like,
then-
like a cat trapped in a box.
yeah, and then whenever Colin, when she lets it out, then
She
I
carries
let
a
it out.
maraca around. It's just invisible.
Colin, it's so awesome. It was so funny. That was the.
I would like to see that.
We were
See, I
leaving.
I met Mallory the day after the show when she
Mhm.
baked a shitload of cookies.
Did you really? Is that when you met her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
First time. That's probably why I like her, because she gave me cookies the first time I met her.
I forgot about that. It's crazy how long ago that was.
She baked me a cake last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good cake. It was a
She
cookie,
was-
that
she-
cookie cake that we had.
She
that
wants to
that was
cook
good.
right now, but
What's
I
she
told
doing with
her
all the shit that we can't eat now?
she's not cooking right now because she will eat it too. She's
Yeah.
been really good. She's lost, I think, 15 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, she has no job. She should probably come here and eat breakfast every morning.
Yeah, she's hustling for the whole
Getting ready for the.
honeymoon and wedding
Yeah.
and all that shit.
Every damn muscle, and she should do another show.
No, it's funny. We looked at our old show pictures and we were like, that's a little much. We were running pretty hard.
Yeah. That's got to take a toll on you.
Oh, it does. Like, just physically.
Fucking anything that's deprivation like that and intense and for that amount of time
Isn't it?
takes a toll.
Well, we are about to see it, fucking right here.
Yeah. On camera.
Dude, you're like 80% of the way there right now.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
No, but
How close?
I was doing 40. I was doing
Not
40.
you. We're talking about me.
Yeah, if add in 14 hours a week of cardio.
Mm.
Well, I pretty much do that anyways. I mean, I'm fucking back and forth, fucking boom, boom, boom.
So you did 2 hours of cardio plus your workout every day?
Mm-hmm. I had a full-time job and I went to school.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah.
That's why it's so short. It's stunted its growth.
Yeah.
That'll do it. You know what's in the mind? Tobacco.
Chewing it up, eating it,
I
swallowing
think the cocoa leaves probably. Yeah.
it. When you were processing the
They didn't-
coca,
yeah.
when you were loading the submarines in fucking Colombia.
Were you only allowed to do that in your bra and panties with a mask on too? I've seen the movies, dude.
I was gonna say,
I've seen the movies,
fucking
man.
New Jack City.
Pookie!
Is that what the dude's name was called?
I don't know. Hustler.
Was it Chappelle?
Was it Chappelle?
The
No, it was
Chris Rock. Chris Rock that played that. My boy.
I'm a
Buddy.
nightmare walking, psychopath talking, king of the jungle.
Just a gangster stalking.
Whoa. You guys are so good.
Thug life, bitch.
People liked those videos yesterday.
I don't remember what we did.
Look, yeah.
Okay, so do you lose track of that? I lose track of it. Like I watch one, I'm like, I don't remember saying that. That's funny.
I get notifications on everything somebody sends, so I like never really know when the video was unless it was one of that day's videos.
Yeah.
Somebody put up a petition on the WhiteHouse.gov website to pardon John Willis.
Pretty awesome.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't want to do that. A lot of that shit happens by donating funds to a senator.
Yeah.
Like you might get that accepted, but that all comes with money, and I am not prepared to do that right now
Like
at the level
political
that
thing.
has to happen. So while I appreciate you guys putting that forth, I'm not interested in doing that right now.
Unless you guys want to pay for it completely.
I'm spreading a lot of different directions, and eventually we might pursue that. But I need to talk to, my lawyers and stuff about that before we even open that door. Like, you guys might get that on the ballot. That might be ready to go. But what you don't see is behind closed doors what that involves and the amount of money and who you have to buy to make that happen. And I'm sure somebody will take issue with that, but that is the case. All those things happen because you have fucking money to be able to do that. Perfect example, O.J. Simpson. The motherfucker got off on murder. Did he do it? Who fucking knows? Yeah, I'd say he probably did. Got off on murder. He's in fucking prison right now for strong-arming somebody for fucking, going into a hotel room and getting his shit back. The difference between that and this, he had money. The dude got off on murder but couldn't get off on the other shit. It all revolves around fucking cash.
Yeah.
Just didn't cook so fast when it was fucking 1.5 cups of eggs. That looks a lot different than yesterday's meal.
That's a big boy meal.
I don't really have anything to talk about this morning, so I need you to read. So you
Okay.
White clouds.
All right. This is from Mike.
You got another carton of eggs somewhere?
Three. I bought 3 of them.
You did? Okay, because this one's empty.
Right here.
Okay.
All right. This is from Mike, and the subject is fucked over. Sorry, Mom.
Not really.
Hey, John.
Every time we hang the phone up, he says, I'm not sorry.
See, now my mom knows you're lying because she knows that my phone doesn't work out here. She's been trying to call me for over a week.
Is that what we're still telling her? Because that phone fucking worked yesterday when I talked to you.
He texts me all the time.
He's full of shit, Mom.
No, he's not. Lance has a fucking app on his iPad where he can call.
I do?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you sext all through fucking every day. Are you gonna read or what?
Why are you dropping dimes on me, man?
It's funny.
Hey, if our moms wanted to see us, they'd come here.
You realize the door you just opened, right?
I hear you have a
You
spare
have
room.
fucking house.
That's right.
I heard you have room for mom at your house.
I do. And Mom, you're always welcome, too. You know how I like my toast in the morning. Raw. With butter on it.
Read. I'm sorry, I meant that in a suggestive manner.
I felt love you. Hey John, loved your video today talking about your experience with the federal system. I spent the last 10 years on the other side of your situation working as a social services coordinator for a federal reentry center / halfway house. I quit the job in July to deal with some health issues and to move forward with my own business. In those 10 years, I worked with a few thousand inmates, helping them find employment and a place to live. I definitely dealt with several that just by reading their case file and their offense conduct as reported by the arresting federal agency, I could tell they got a bum rap and got
Hey,
fucked.
hold on. Speaking of that, when I got out, like a day later, I had to go see a probation officer. Federal probation officer, very different, I would think, from like a state probation officer. And that dude was cool as could be. We walked in, and he said, "Hey, I have to drug test you twice. Even though you have no history of drug use or anything, you weren't in a drug program, I have to drug test you twice." He said, "So let's get that shit out of the way. I'll test you now. You come back on Thursday, I'll test you again. I won't ever have to drug test you again." So he did that. Then we sat down, and he says, I don't usually read these case files, but I remember your name, and it stuck out for some reason. I read your file. He said, you got completely fucked. This is a probation officer, never met the man. He said, if I can give you a couple pieces of advice, he said, if anybody comes and asks you about anything and they want you to roll over or testify or they try to push you to give up some names, he said, I would just fucking not talk to them. This is the probation officer telling me this. He said, don't talk to those guys. He said, I read your case file. You got completely fucked. He said, had this been a little more time, he said, you wouldn't have even done any fucking prison time. It would have been the demarcation. The 14 years was the cutoff. I was 3 weeks shy of 14 years. Had it been 14 years, it would have been a downward departure. Everything's numbers in the federal system. How many times you've been arrested, how many felonies, how many, whatever you have. And then you get downward departures. If you plead guilty and accept fucking responsibility, you get a few points off. It's just like taking the SAT. You get a few points for signing your fucking name. But speaking of that, the probation officer, and we started talking, and he's like, can you build some cases? We ended up building 120 cases for their BlackBerry cell phones for the probation officer. And then in the federal system, like I had 3 probation officers while I was on probation. One of them was a female, came to my garage when I was living at mom's house, and we had sewing machines and shit. And she walked in, we had 5 or 6 dudes there, and she just strolled up in there like she belonged there. She did an unannounced visit. They had to do it every 3 months to start with and every 6 months. And every time she'd roll in there was a bunch of SEALs. I'm like, hey, these guys are so-and-so. This is guys from SEAL Team 7 Foxtrot Platoon. And she looked at me like I was lying. I go, tell them what you do. Show them she doesn't know me from Adam.
Yeah.
Show them some identification so she knows I'm not full of shit. And finally, she'd roll up in there. Amanda was there. She pulled Amanda aside. She's like, I have to disclose to you that he's on probation and he was in prison. She's like, yeah, I know all that shit. But it got to the point where she'd just roll in. She's like, hey, what do you guys do? What SEAL team are you with? And they always were. Every fucking time she'd come over there. But it got easier and easier. Like it was very non-invasive when I was on probation. I did 3 years of probation. The day I was off probation was like on a Thursday. We flew out to Tennessee on a Saturday, spent a week here, rented a house, went home, packed up, moved out here 30 days later. Literally 3 years of probation in California, moved here. But the probation officer I had was very fucking cool. I had 3 of them over a different time. Sorry, man, go ahead.
No, you're good. Let's see. I definitely dealt with several that just by reading their case file, that the offense conduct as reported by the arresting federal agency, I could tell they got a bum rap and got fucked in similar ways to you. Thanks for sharing your story. I wish I'd have had that video before I quit to show some of the guys that thought their lives were ruined. You persevered and overcame the felony to become an extremely successful business owner. Thanks again, Mike.
I had a little head start too. I had a huge name behind me that we developed. Everybody knew who SOE was. Everybody wanted SOE. And you didn't have the internet. When I went away, the internet wasn't like it was. So things didn't spread as fast. So we took years, decades to develop the SOE name, and John Willis was attached to that. So I had a huge advantage starting out. So had I not had that prior history, I don't know that we would be where we are able to do it on the scale that we do it now. But it was still me. I mean, I still started from zero. When I came home, I knew I had a business. When I left, I had $100,000 in the bank account. I had $60,000 in the personal account. I had a couple $100,000 in accounts receivable. I lived in a brand new luxury apartment. I had brand new vehicles, brand new appliances. When I knew we were leaving, I knew I had to go to prison for 2 years. I had 2 years to prepare. And when I left, I built my life that 2 years so that when I came home, shit would still be here. My wife went sideways on me, and when I came home, I was served with divorce papers and a restraining order. I came home thinking I at least had some bank accounts and some money and the business, to find that I had none of that. So the whole time I'm gone, I'm thinking I'm coming home to walk back into business, and I restarted literally from zero, with no documentation, no driver's license, no money, no bank account. When I finally got out of the halfway house, they let me out of the halfway house to go to work or to look for a job. So once I had a job, even on my days off, I would go out to look for another job. I went past Wells Fargo Bank in Kearney Mesa and sat down and talked to a bank worker and basically just fucking gave him my story. And it touched him enough, I guess, because he fucking got in his computer and typed in some shit and showed me when my bank account was closed, where the money went, what account was open. He gave me all the information. I found out everything I needed to know as to what happened just by talking to this bank worker at Wells Fargo. And he turned the computer screen around and showed me when my company was basically closed, where the money went, and the new doing business as, and who the new company was. And it basically happened 6 weeks before I came home. So, I don't know where I was going with that. Go ahead.
All right. This is from Harlem. I guess is the name, but they're Ronald. Says, attention sir, my name is Ronald Anthony, a fund manager with one of the world's largest investment companies. I handle all of our investors' capital project funds, which enabled me to divert 1.2% of investors' excess return capital funds to our Magellan Trust Funds account, where anyone can be presented to claim the funds. The total sum is this a fucking...
Yeah, we're rich.
Okay.
We don't have to do this anymore.
Okay. The total sum...
Is he in South Africa?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. The total sum of 45,745,000 British pounds has been diverted, representing 1.2% of excess return capital funds from the investor capital project funds for 2010-2011 fiscal year. I need a reliable and trustworthy person with whom I can work this deal out so that we can claim the funds as mentioned above. There is no risk attached to the funds in question. Can never be dictated or traced. Be informed that I will handle the expenses that may be required in this business deal. Sincerely, Ronald Anthony. Man, you're fucking... I wish I could get some luck like that.
So how much money does it cost us to do this?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Usually they want, a couple $1,000.
Right.
That's so funny when we get those.
I love this. Like, hey, I've been sliding 1.2% off the top of everybody else and hiding it over here. But you can completely trust me with your shit. Yeah, you did. Computer.
Not to mention, he's like, it's totally not traceable. There's not a person in this world who has $45 million that
A billion.
that can't find it.
A billion, million, yeah, whatever. Fucking.
I would find you for $4,500. I would find you for $45.
The thing is, the government won't even care as long as you're doing their part.
That's true.
All right.
As long as you pay taxes, you can take whatever you want.
All right. This is from Chad, and the subject is to John, Pablo, Lance, and crew. Video reply. You got in there before me this time. That's awesome.
This is
Step it up in the
He's the
world.
one that wrote it.
You're the one. No, because then it would have said to Pablo, John, and Lance. And crew.
Oh,
No,
God.
he didn't want to stand out that much.
Oh, okay. Good morning, guys. Sorry for the late reply. I have been busy at work with a few major projects going on. Guys, I would have never expected to get close to 15 minutes to get a close to 15-minute reply on my email. I truly appreciate it. The fact that you guys would take even 5 minutes out of your day just to give some kind of support is simply amazing. Thank you. In reply to your video, the job of my dreams. Growing up, I was always intrigued by electronics and computers, but grew up in a family of healthcare workers. So I knew that at a young age, I wanted to go to school for medicine or computers. While playing football, I started in the pre-med program, and by the third week of my first semester, I realized that it wasn't for me. I could deal with the blood, guts, and trauma. I just couldn't get over the useless memorization. I ended up changing my major to computer information sciences. After my injury in 1998, I came home to finish my rehab. In 2001, I entered the local community college to finish my AS in computer information sciences. However, I had a dead-end job working as a general manager for a nationwide auto parts store. I got sucked into the retail world, making the most money I've ever made before, but working 70 to 80 hours a week on salary. Ooh. To me, it was a job. It wasn't a career, and it wasn't truly what I wanted to do. In 2009, my 13-year-old nephew was killed back home in New York, and I ended up flying out to support my brother during this traumatic time. When I returned to work nearly 7 days later, I found out my boss had been terminated and replaced with a person outside of our company. That person ended up coming in with his own agenda, and I took the opportunity to better my life. I enrolled at the local university part-time to continue on to achieve my bachelor's degree.
Hold on. How much goes in Amanda's?
8 ounces.
Give me that in cups.
1.5.
One and a half.
One cup.
Yeah.
8 ounces is 1 cup.
Any whole eggs in hers?
There you go.
Any rice?
Yeah. Half cup.
Half a cup of rice. So half a cup of egg, half a cup of rice. 1 cup of rice. Egg. Half a cup of rice. Are you fucking sure?
I'm gonna start doing these.
Yeah, you should start now. What are you doing? You're gonna start cooking?
I'll cook this part.
Alright.
It'll be easier for me.
Alright. In the middle of all this chaos, I met my wife. She was working in human resources at the local hospital district, one of the biggest in the state, in the top 10 in the country. Over the course of 6 months, and her and I dating, she noticed my skill with computers, my drive, and my inspiration. She was able to help me get my foot in the door at the local hospital as a patient representative. Over the course, 18 months, continuing school and busting my ass to prove myself, I submitted over 50 applications to every open job in the hospital district's IT department. In December of 2011, I finally got the call for the interview I'd been waiting for. I started my new position in January of 2012 and have never looked back. I no longer have a job, I have a career. Awesome. I now work as an IT professional in a hospital, so maybe I wasn't meant to work as a nurse, doctor, or paramedic, but I do work in the health and care field. In a funny way, I am doing exactly what my entire family has done. I am able to help save those patients' lives on a different scale. When a patient comes in with a stroke or heart attack, they are brought up to our interventional radiology ward. The multi-million-dollar device that the doctors use to place that stent to save your heart or brain, I help program, integrate, and make part of our healthcare system. Yeah. I may not be a doctor, but I go to sleep at night knowing that I'm part of a much bigger picture. It's amazing how life can change in the blink of an eye. I was on top of the world the day I started spring football in senior year of high school, knowing my college life was up ahead. Then crashing back down to reality after the injury and busting my ass for the next 15 years to get to where I am today with the help of my family, friends, and my new wife. John and Lance, after hearing your stories about having to start over, and while writing this reply to the video, I'm almost floored at how we have all had to start over. It's nice to have that support, and it's nice to know that I'm not alone. The three of you said it best. I have the answer, and I see that now. As far as the weight loss challenge, I'm going to take you guys up on that offer. I have re-enrolled at the gym as of Tuesday. I will be starting the Facebook page for my friends and family. I will hold myself accountable. The last thing I want is to have a child with my new wife and not be there to watch him or her grow up. I want to be there the day that he signs to a university on National Signing Day. Thank you guys so much. You're truly an inspiration. I will keep in contact, especially with my progression through this. P.S. You guys never made mention of the wedding cocks in the video. If it is possible, we are interested. Let me know how much, and I will PayPal at any time. There's no huge rush. We have no worries waiting. CVR.
Just send an email about the wedding cocks, and we'll get with you on it.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. You know, it's kind of funny about the whole starting over thing, because I remember thinking, a few years back, actually, a couple years after the accident and stuff, when I started really kind of realizing what had happened or whatever, as far as my life. Mm-hmm. And I thought, man, what a bunch of crock of shit as kids. I'm going away, I'm starting over, and I see it sometimes with my kids or whatever. I want to go somewhere where nobody knows me. You know what? That sounds like a great idea,
It doesn't.
but it's not fucking as fun or as easy as it sounds. Not everything's cracked up to be, but it's also not impossible. It can be done, but it fucking, yeah. So I would say, I guess on that note, to anybody who says to themselves, you know, I wish I could start, fuck that. Just start from where you're at and build it better, you know? But good on you, Chad. That's fucking good.
Come on, also so you can eat, you need to eat.
Sure.
Are you excited about your ceiling?
Yes, I'm very excited about it. I should have told him to just paint the whole wall black, but
Well, you can paint it black. That'll be easier anyway. Get in there with a roller or a sprayer, you know. Tape it off, blue tape it. Tell him to do that whenever he goes over it with the second, after the primer. Pretty sweet. There he is.
It's come along good.
What
I'm
a
excited.
cutie. What a cutie.
You know what I was just seeing in my head? Like, we're doing
Probably
this
making
video
man.
in here
Oh.
and stuff like that. And just like the bar. It's going to be awesome. I'm pretty excited about it.
We should have a little studio.
a stupid.
Like a camera that always sits there, you know? Like it so it
With
looks
3 casting
when you-
couches,
when you
one
come-
for each of us.
Yeah. I've got to get me a Huey robe that I can wear during all the videos.
A Hugh Hefner type
Yeah.
of robe.
We're
with
like,
little
oh,
pipe
it's time for the video. Hold on, let me get undressed. Put
Dude, we
put
got our
robe on.
fucking robes that John Dunn sent us.
Oh yeah, that's true. I do.
I wear mine all the time.
I do
on deck
too.
and
It's
stuff.
really comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
I wear mine all the time. They are warm.
Yeah. I'll sit out there and sometimes on the deck I'll have it and I'll be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just open it up, drink my coffee.
I'm sure the neighbors love that.
They can't see anything.
The neighbors are
Just
like,
there and
bring
even
the
close
kids
enough.
in. There's that naked man again.
There's that naked man again.
They don't
Yeah.
say that.
He also does that when he's in Walmart, so it's not saying you do it on the porch around no one's not as impressive.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, but when I do it in Walmart, I'm on the little cart driving backwards to the store so it beeps and everybody looks at me. Beep, beep. All the attention I can get. I'm an attention whore. Sorry.
Does it only beep when you go backwards on?
I think
Yes.
so. I don't know.
It's like a warning.
I fucking hate those things.
Yeah. It was worse at the NRA show. The dudes that kept.
Oh yeah.
People pulling into me,
those
like-
dudes on those carts don't need to
I
be
really
on those
wanted to
carts.
push those things over and find out if that person was going to stand up and be upset. Because if he did, it's going to call him back. Oh,
Oh,
you
you're a
better
faker.
you better go back to being a paraplegic.
You're a faker. That's it. You're a faker.
I have to use them sometimes. I hate it. Seriously, I've had to use them.
Oh well, back
When I
when
had
you were
flight-
hurt, yeah.
Well, no, like even like
Yeah.
this last summer, we were at Bass Pro Shop in Springfield, and we'd been to the zoo and stuff. I had the kids and everything else, and I just had a fucking all of a sudden a huge flare up.
Mm-hmm.
We were in Bass Pro Shop, and I couldn't fucking. I had to use them, but I wasn't going to keep the kids from not, you
Yeah.
know, because seeing all the.
It's
fish
different when
and-
you need it.
Right, but I
There's
mean,
times
but it's
I can-
embarrassing as fuck.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why a lot of times I don't like taking Rocco into places and stuff. Just it's, I don't like it, but it's just embarrassing and whatnot. It's kind of like the whole. For me, the whole theory of I don't have to have the best security system on my house. It just looks like it has to look like the hardest target on the block, because then they're going to go hit a different house.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Type of deal. And it's just kind of like the whole.
All the dead bodies in the yard that tends to fit
Right.
them off.
Exactly.
When I pull up to a house and there's rotting corpses with heads on stakes,
There's
I'm like,
fucking-
next.
I got fucking glass pipes broken and laying in the yard and shit, and signs that say free hugs pointing to the back door in the alley. you
Looks
know?
like it makes you think of the old. Remember in The Wizard of Oz when they're starting to walk into the dark forest and I was like, and it's like, don't come here, turn back. Hey, you put that on quiet mode.
Do they have that? Stealth saw, like Steel 6. I bet they have stealth saws
I bet they do.
for breaching stuff.
Yeah, I bet they have some really cool stuff.
Hey, what
Makes
do you think
the
we should
metal
do with this beam right here? See how the overspray is black? You think we should just take it all black or put
That's
it
what
back
I was
white?
gonna say.
I would.
I'm not looking forward to this.
All the nun and medicine.
Any of it.
Straighten your legs out just as much as, yeah, okay, there you go. Perfect.
He actually said he loves needles.
Love and hate meals.
Yeah. Like if you want to stick him extra, you'd probably like it.
Now what about the other fella? How'd he do with his?
He's doing well, I think.
Lance, yeah. He got his levels back and he was like up to 760 from 125.
His body's shaping to it good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Definitely a lot more vascularity in his arms.
Alright, here comes that sticky bird.
Yeah, it sure does.
So when do you think you'll be open to in your new place?
We're hoping to move some equipment in there in the next couple of months. But we're building another building to the side. We've got all the tile ordered, all the shower fixtures and all that's in. So it's just all the fine detail finish stuff now.
Yeah, that stuff takes a long time.
Yeah.
Now, who all's out there where you are now?
What do you mean?
Like, is it just what y'all do?
Oh yeah, we have all of it.
Because I didn't know what Jaeger did and what y'all did.
He's at the old Camden Plumbing place.
At the old what?
Camden Plumbing, across from Ray Smith. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know it was there. Oh, Mr. Foreman, I think you used to have that. You feel that?
No. I know you're jamming that scalpel in my ass though.
Why? Just because I asked you.
Has she asked you a question? That's good. You should lay like this more often. I get a good view of it whenever she does that. Because she's right-handed.
How many we putting in?
16.
We might as well just make it even 20.
Man, you sound like somebody the other day. He
Huh?
didn't even know what his level was, and he asked me to order 20. I was like, I can't do that.
I know what my level is.
Yours had dropped, hadn't it?
Yeah. You know why?
Why?
Because I burned that shit up.
I'm gonna have to make a bigger hole. Make it big enough.
The time release, like, the more you work out with it, you know, the more it eats it up. Is that not correct?
Well, I always thought too, the more you worked out, the more your body might make some.
I think my body's done making it.
Or sustain it rather, not necessarily make more, but sustain what you got.
I feel that.
You do.
Yeah. Yeah, shit's gonna hurt later.
Yeah. There it went then.
That first night, like tonight, my body will try to reject it, you know? Every time you move, you'll get like chills and cold sweats.
For real?
Uh-huh. And tomorrow it'll be a little less, and then the third day it'll be normal.
Mine don't act like that.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, mine does.
It's like fighting through, I don't know what right now, I'm getting through here.
Maybe a scar from the last one.
Something.
I feel it.
You do feel it?
Uh-huh, I know you're pushing those in there.
Oh, but I'm not hurting you though.
Well, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, she hasn't pushed a single one in yet.
I'm just trying to get my trocar in.
For real?
Yes. Once I get my trocar in, that won't be a big deal putting those in. I hate to have him come in here and get rough with it.
Colin can do it.
Just go a little deeper.
Yeah, I felt it. Flew through something.
There. Ooh. About to break a sweat over here.
Drilling for oil.
Yeah, we finally got it. And yeah, it will be a little sore. I had to fight with it.
Yeah, so last time we left, we were talking on the video, and Colin said he was sore, and I said, no, I don't even feel it, and I was completely rubbing the other side.
Pretty funny.
You're rubbing the other side?
Yeah, it was still numbed up real good.
Crazy looking.
I'd forgotten what side you even put it in.
Well, I hope that this right here slides in. Cooking with gas now. Well, I was telling her you probably will like your new building because it's a little bit more secluded than, you know.
No, yeah, we won't have,
Now where everybody just gawks at everything you're doing.
well, we won't have dumbasses coming up just leaving their car in the middle of the parking lot on the weekend.
Oh.
Park literally catty corner in the middle of the lot, come in Monday and there's a car just sitting there.
Yeah. We used to, people used to leave vehicles there when we play ball. Because a bus would stop right there. And you know, when you park there, I guess you don't really think about, you know, I don't even know if y'all were there back when we were doing this. But you do, you just pull up and leave your car there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't look at it as a parking lot.
Yeah, it'll be nice. We're operating right now at about 4,000 feet of manufacturing and cutting and everything all together. We'll have 6,000 right off the bat there. Plus we got another 6,000 upstairs for offices. And we got almost 4,000 for garage space. And right now we're 4,000 altogether.
Well, where were you, I mean, do you need all this space right now, or will you just be doing more stuff?
It'll
now that you have
it'll
all
spread
this?
us out. It'll definitely give us more room to set up more stations, so things will be way more faster and more organized.
Well, that'll make product better.
And rather than having to move product through the building back and forth, it'll just flow in one direction.
We'll be able to get out quicker, I'm sure.
Yeah. We're shipping 250 a day right now, individual orders.
That's good.
Yeah, 250 individual packages go out every day.
That kid too bad?
Nah, it'll be alright.
I'm telling you, that was rough getting in there. We're gonna do that other side next time.
Well, that's the one to do next time. We're alternating them, right?
Well, we are definitely, if I had that much
Because this was the
trouble.
first. Last time you did this.
Sometimes we don't
Now
have
it's
to if we don't have any trouble, but. I'm gonna put another upside on there. Got a little stuff hanging out there.
Like meat.
No, like some of my golf bags.
Some of your butt meat's out.
No.
Cheek meat.
Yeah, I bet you cut an ass cheek. I bet there's a bunch of fat in there.
No, I got some.
Depends on whose butt cheek you're cutting.
I got a little 4x4 hanging out there. I don't want it to get wet when you get in the shower.
Yeah, it will.
So I'm just gonna put 2 on there.
Especially when I'm swimming in ponds and stuff.
Oh my gosh. No. Alright.
It's not time for that yet.
Well, his butt will run off if he gets in the pond with that. Amanda will come up here and won't know what I stuck in there. It's definitely not healthy because it's rotting it off.
Your butt falls off, you look like a frog that stood up and tried to pull its pants out.
My tail fell off. Alright, well thank you.
Well, don't forget labs, 6 weeks.
Labs, alright.
Cool.
And then keep your bandage on for 3 nights. No soaking in the tub.
We don't have a bathtub.
No pond swimming in the
No
cement.
ponds.
No cement pond time.
No ponds, no jacuzzi, no hot tubs, none of that kind of
Alright.
business. Alright, can y'all keep them straight? Maybe?
Alright, we can turn that on.